All right. So last time I tried this transmission, I thought about this transmission for probably like 15 minutes, maybe less, I don't know. And then I gave up. So I'm just gonna give it another attempt with a fresh look at it. So I will say, I looked at what's it called? Uh, the message from Deep Space Discord, and I observed how the Discord was laid out, and it's like, oh, if you're looking for help, you could go to a certain channel and ask about, or it's organized by acts, and then you could ask about transmission or something like that. And then I got that far, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do it like this because I don't really trust that a random person is going to approach giving me information in a way I would feel good about. So then I was like, okay, never mind. It's either I figure this out myself or I just stop playing. So, I have to go back. I'm gonna go and reevaluate these signals 0, 1, and 2 as I've labeled them, even though they're 44, 45, 46. I'm gonna reset them and revisit the older transmissions. So let's start from when this signal is introduced. So 175. 1 moment. Okay, so in 175, this signal is introduced and it says signal 44. Signal 44 makes a signal. Signal 44 count is 1. So what is signal 44 here? I would think it's just a word, or I don't know. Like, you would think, oh, if it's a 1-to-1 with a signal, then maybe or it's a part of a signal, then I guess that's how I should just look at it. Is it's whatever this signal 44 is part of a signal, but this part, a signal has 1 of this. Okay. Then what's the other bit? So the next transmission says this signal 44 transmissions signal 44 is also part of a transmission. And then this signal 44 transmission count. See, that's the thing that makes I'm really struggling to understand, but we'll see. I just keep looking. So there's a transition count that it's asking me about, and I put 176 because this is the 176th transmission. So they say this signal makes the transmission, something about transition count, then this signal makes transmission. And then there's 3 dots. That's the difference between the one up there and the one below. There's 3 dots. Then over here, so I still don't really know what to make of it, but now we go over here and they say, so this line, signal 44 transmission count equals question mark, is the same thing over here. Signal 44 transmission number sign equals, but there's no question mark. This time it's 977. So this time they are just communicating some information. So maybe this is just number. Number makes signal. The number, the amount of numbers in this signal is 1. This is numbers make transmission. The number transmission count is what? 176. So it's saying, what is this transmission's count? What number is this transmission? It's weird. Like there's so much interpretation I have to put into that, which is what's making it really hard for me to define what this signal means. But so anyway, so now we say number 44, or sorry, number makes transmission ... and I'm not really sure what the ... is trying to say there, but I'm moving on. So now it's the number of transmissions, the count is 977. They're just communicating that's the total, I guess. Maybe not. Or maybe they're just saying something is significant about the 977th transmission. Then the very last one we got to over here. Let's say I go to the dictionary and say this is number or num. Without a like confirmation from the translation team members, it's my immediate feeling is, okay, I've made a mistake, but or I've misunderstood, but there's not much I can do other than to stick with this interpretation and then try to figure out the most recent signal. And if I can't get anywhere, I will go and back to the beginning and come up with a different definition that might make sense. So here there's a point at 0, 0, another point at variable 0 and variable 1. Then it says something about 8 to the 16 for the significant figure of variable 0 and variable 1, which I'm not entirely sure what they're communicating. Then they say point 0, from point 0, move number to point 1. And yeah, I can't really make sense of it. So now we have the latest one. So we have number 0. Signal 45 makes so that now the biggest confusion here is before this moment. So if I go back to 175, number count is 1, number transmission count is 176, number transmission count 977. Now I have number 0. Signal 45 makes number 0. From signal 45, move number 0 to signal 46. Signal 46 makes number 1. So is the answer 10? Okay, so then if we're in base 8, is the answer 8? Is it 0, 1? Are they trying to do binary? So it's not 10, it's not 0, 1, it's not 8. Is it 7? Then is it num 10? Or num 01? Or maybe num 2? Yeah, so I can guess all I want, but I'm not gonna get anywhere. So let's just try to read it again. Number 0. Signal 45 makes number 0. From signal, what does that even mean? Signal 45 makes number 0. Or signal 45 is part of number 0. Is that the correct way for me to interpret make? So if I go back to make, point 0 and point 1 make line segment 0. Yeah, so point 0 and point 1 are part of line segment 0, or point 0 and point 1 entirely, in their entirety, represent line segment 0. So then point 2 and point 3 in their entirety represent, or combined, represent line segment 1. Let me look at how they define these. Within, construct, produce, make. All the same thing. So signal 45 is, in its entirety, makes number 0. So now we move signal 45 from number 0. No, from signal 45, we move number 0 to signal 46. And we know signal 46 makes number 1. But the question I have, or in this exact moment, is this saying signal 46 makes number 1 before or after we move number 0 into it? If it's after, well, whether it's before or after, I still, like, it's, so they've made a pattern before I've gotten here of trying to make me complete things that are incomplete. Okay, so the thing here that this one was important. This signal one, or transmission 168 was important because I was failing to understand that signal 7, not negative but positive, signal 7, it was literally 7. And here they're just listing from signal 765432110, basically communicating that every signal, so these signals can go, or these are the digits. Signal 7 down to 0, these are digits, and they don't have any digits beyond that. So they're just communicating all of the characters available in their language. Not no alphabet, since their language is an entirely different beast that's really difficult to tackle. So this is communicating all of the characters available. So then they are just going through to make sure I understand really basic thing as a recap, I guess. Then here they want me to just complete the sentence, kinda. There's no question mark or anything. They just show something that looks incomplete and they want me to complete it. Here is another thing that looks incomplete and they want me to complete it. But actually this one is, since there's an empty equal sign, it's much more clear that of how I should be completing it. They're just saying the question is true is equal to false, false. Here they've scrapped the complete the sentence and have gone back to solve the specific thing we're asking for. Okay, yeah. So it was a setup. So they were setting up, okay, we've given you some transmissions and now we're saying the transmission we sent before is transmission 169, then 170. Now what's transmission 171? It was the question equals thing. Now they're doing more. They're saying, okay, here are all of the transmissions. So now we're going to say, here's a number or a digit or maybe a character. Let's say it's a character. Okay, so instead of number, this is supposed to be char. So going back to the transmissions, I was around here. Characters make signal. The character count of the signal is 1. Characters make transmission. The character count of this transmission, meaning literally this transmission here, the one that we're on, the character count is 176. Because it's literally transmission 176. Then they say character make transmission ... again, which I don't really understand what the purpose of that is. So now there's this, I don't know. They're like communicating something about the saying transmission 977. They're just stating transmission 977. I don't know why. But then we move on. Here is from point 0, move character to point 1. Move what character? I don't know. I recompile. Character 0. Signal 45 makes character 0. From signal 45, move character 0 to signal 46. Signal 46 makes character 1. Maybe it's asking me to write signal like signal 10. maybe signal 2. No, okay. So now an idea was sent. Let's look at it. I still have no clue what we're looking at. 45 and 46? I hardly know what character is. I suspect if we figure character out, then those two will make more sense. So what do we know about character? Character is something that makes signal and something that makes transmission. So it's within signal. I interpret it more abstractly as produce. Points produce lines. Line segments produce polygons. Characters produce signal, and characters produce transmission. Then, signal 45 apparently makes it. Apparently. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but... oh, okay, I figured it out. It's, signal 45 is either us or them, and signal 46 is either us or them. Okay, they already said it. Okay, yeah, so... where is it? Dictionary... You? Or maybe me? You. Hold on. Let me... Does it clearly say... So it's first... I... Or we... And then you. And you... So we make character from us. Or I'll say I. I make character. From I, character moves to you. You make character. So it's from you, character 1. From you, char 1 moves to I. Not to I to. Okay, I must have wrote it wrong. Yeah, I did. It's not from you. That's just, I was reading it. I was writing it how I was interpreting it. You from... Okay. Wow. Dr. J-Dog, I hear you solved the latest few transmissions, and these lot weren't much to help. Or much help. They were. I don't know how long it would have taken me to reach that final conclusion without that idea, but from the little bit of information they communicated, it like immediately made sense. So anyway, Hacker says, hey, it's true to an extent, and with those messages solved, you've taken us from a world of math to a world of something new. What the future holds, we have no clue, but you made the leap, building that bridge, broadening the realm of discussion, as Collins is often saying. You have taken all of humanity one step closer to understanding their message. Though we know not what the future holds, one thing is for certain. There was a shift in the air. The meteor is taking us somewhere new. I can feel it. Continue to do what you have accomplished week in and week out, and take this fragment of the meteorite as a trophy. Wow. You are our employee of the week. You earned it. Well, I already know Ackers is going to be so mad. Curious, Meteorite's first sentences. This ain't just math anymore. With our shared understanding of logic and geometry, it would be possible for the meteor to tell us to build a computer. Dear Diary, the nature of discussion has progressed. We're dealing with a whole new beast. It's strange calling it a breakthrough. The translation team is still undecided on what exactly the meteor communicated. They know it was something, and they each have their ideas, but we don't know what it all meant. I suppose that's the process of science. Make theories, test theories, make new theories. Even if we lack the full picture now, they'll march to the truth, I'm confident. J-Dog's thoughts. I'm a little sad I had to wait for the idea to solve this. The transmission 179, but it is what it is. Alright, let's see how they... Oh. Return our message. My good friend Bautista. Interesting. Act 3. That was one signal away from completing Act 2. That's a shame. Well, let's just keep going. So, first, I want to see how they will define all of these. Not there. Starting from here. Frequency, freak word. Okay. Transmission, they say info packet transmission. Here, meteorite, transmitter, beacon. That's what they are interpreting it as. So I have to remember, meteorite, transmitter, beacon, all literal objects. So it doesn't really matter what specifically I say. I just have to understand it's some object to communicate. So now let's look at the transmission. I make transmitter or some object from I. This object moves to you. You make some object from you. This object moves to I. So no, I think all of them are wrong. I'm pretty sure it's just saying what we're doing, which is talking. But I don't know. So anyway, here, meteorite source, question mark, communicator A. Meteorite receiver, question mark, communicator B. So Collins understands it, Bautista doesn't, Ackers understands it. I think my understanding is fine then. Okay, anything else? I don't think so. So now actually looking at this new transmission. We have a new signal 47. Signal 47 is a shape. X squared, Y squared, added together equals Z squared. X squared plus Y squared equals Z squared. Okay. Or A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So that's Pythagorean theorem. That's a function. So now shape 0, then shape 0 equals signal 47 C. variable 3 equals pi. Signal 47 perimeter equals C 2C times pi times 2C times pi. Okay, this is a lot. I have to write it down. Okay, so they're telling us a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then, oh, this is a new song. Then they say question mark 47. What? It's so impossible to write with this. C. Wait, no. Okay, no, I can't bother with the whiteboard. I have to just do it in notes. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And we have, there's a function. Then we have poly 0. Then poly 0 equals 47 c. D equals pi. So they're just kind of saying we're using pi. Then also, let me go up. We're saying signal 47 is a shape. We have a squared plus b squared is c squared. So I think they're trying to say that signal 47 is a triangle, maybe? Or is it a circle? The fact that we're using pi probably means it's a circle, but we'll see. So variable 3 is pi. Signal 47's perimeter is 2 times c times pi. C. Okay, so I'm doing a squared plus b squared is c squared. But it's let's look at the reference. I think it's something about something squared equals radius. So math 2D circle. X squared plus y squared equals radius squared. Okay, yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. X squared plus y squared equals r squared. So the perimeter is 2 pi r. Signal 47's area is r squared, or is a pi r squared. That's how I'm used to reading it, at least. Then they lastly say pi squared and then some other plus some other variable, let's say z, squared equals 3 squared. What are they saying? I don't know what that last line means. No, it's not pi. We haven't defined what variable 4 or variable 5 is. So let's just say variable 4 equals d, variable 5 equals e. D squared plus e squared equals 3 squared. Oh, they're giving, these are variables they want me to solve for, I think. So, or they're saying that given that or I'm assuming that. So this is a function, then, and we have shape 1, then poly 1 equals a circle as a function with variable 4 and variable 5. Or it's just circle 3. They're defining a specific type of shape. Intriguing. I'd wager we'll soon see why. Back to wagering, huh? Those days are behind me. Alright, recompile. We're talking about a circle. Circle is a shape. X squared plus y squared equals radius squared. That's a function. Okay. Shape 0. Then shape 0 is circle with a radius. Variable 3 is pi. The circle's perimeter is radius. 2 times radius times pi, 2 pi r. Circle's area is radius squared times pi, pi r squared. Now we have some 2 variables equals 3 squared to make shape 1. Then poly 1 is equal to a circle with a radius of 3. So the answer is 3. So now we have a circle with a radius. Circle 0 has a radius of 1. We have pi. The perimeter is 2. Pi. The area is pi. The perimeter to 2 significant figures is 6.3. Okay, now we have a square. So this is F. It's not true. We have a new signal. This signal is circle 3. This notably is circle without parentheses, so it's not saying it's a radius of 3. It's just saying circle 3. Whatever that means. Maybe it's 3 circles. Who knows? Now we have a point in 3D space at origin, with the origin 0. Or sorry, there's just a point at 0, 0, 0. Now this circle 3 with inputting 1 has an area at 2 significant figures of 4.2. This shape the circle 3 has a perimeter at 2 significant figures of what? Okay, so they want me to do algebra. So let's say our area is 4.2. Area is 4.2. Radius is 1. What is the perimeter? It's a 3D, so it's likely it's a circle in 3D. So they just don't. I think that's what that 3 means. It's a circle in 3D. So when they say area, the area is accurate. When they say perimeter, no. Area. This is odd. If I'm correct in saying this is a sphere, then what we have is area is volume and perimeter is surface area. If I'm correct. So wrong. So it's instead circle or a sphere with radius 1 has volume 4.2. What is its surface area? So let's make sure that's even correct. So 4/3 pi times 1 squared. So what's 4/3 pi? This, and then how do I write pi? I guess I'll just do it like that. Multiply. 4.2. All right, so that is consistent. All right, so back to the reference. So that's the volume. So now we have 4 times pi times 4 pi times 1 squared equals what? 4 pi. What is 4 pi? Let's figure it out. No, 13. Okay. So now we have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals radius squared. Function. So do I write circle 3 area? Reference math 3D. I just write circle 3. Alright, what am I doing wrong? Let's look at this again. X squared plus y squared plus z squared equals r squared. What's the point of oh, it's copying the number. Okay. So I don't really even have to do the calculator stuff, but it's fine. In this case, they're just defining a function, x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals r squared. And then they want me to reply with something. Circle 3 function. Circle 3 function. It's not circle. Alright. I tried circle 3 and it didn't work, so I'm once again at a loss. They are specifically giving the formula to graph a sphere. So, what do they want? Let's look at previous transitions, I guess. Oh, shoot. They want me to use the new signal, that's all. I'm just being stupid. Okay, so this is a sphere. 3D circles? Sure. Sphere works. So they just want me to respond with the word sphere, that's all. So sphere 0 has a radius of 2. Its area to 2 significant figures is this variable. Sphere 2's perimeter at 2 significant figures is variable 1. So what equals variable 0, variable 1? So really it's asking for volume and then surface area. So let's go here to reference, math, 3D, copy, not copy, it's 4.2, so it's 8.4. And then this is 12.6, 24, 25 point, probably just 25. Maybe 26. All right, let's see. This transition is another two-part. Not a fan of those. No brute forcing. So what are the two parts they're looking for? The area and perimeter of a sphere with radius 2. What makes you think it's 2? 2 follows sphere. I knew that. Guess we best get number crunching. By we, I mean you, Dr. J-Dog. How gracious. Alright, so I already knew that. Let's go... I guess the problem with rounding is I don't know when I'm supposed to round. If it's at the start or at the end. I should assume it's at the end. So let's do this. Just copy this directly into the calculator. I wish there was an easier way to clear it. 2 times. So this is 8.4. If it's at 2 significant figures. Wait, so that's correct. Now... This is 25. So am I just writing it wrong? Variable 0 is the volume. Variable 1 is the surface area. This is the volume, this is the surface area. I already tried this and it didn't work. So is my formatting wrong? Let's try adding spaces for whatever reason. Okay. A sphere with a radius 2. So let's think about it. 2 squared is 8. 8 times pi times 4/3. I'm dumb. Okay, so I was multiplying by 2. That's not how you do this. So I have to do 8 times pi times 4/3. 8 pi times 4/3. Wait, let's do 4, 3, 1.33. Okay, so then paste, then copy, then paste, then multiply. It's 34. First number is 34. Second number is, so r squared, 2 squared is 4, 16 pi. Yeah, math is hard. A sphere with a radius of 3. A sphere with a radius 3. Its area at 3 significant figures is equal to sphere radius 3 with the perimeter. The sphere with radius 3's perimeter at 3 significant figures. I doubt it. Let me just write false. Okay, so if it's not false, it means it's true. So it's not a true or false thing. Okay, so instead it is just saying, okay, R 3 cubed is 27. Alright, no more using the in-game calculator, it takes me too long. So 27 times 4/3 times 5. 113. Okay, then we have 9 times 4 times 5. 113. They are equal. I didn't know that. That's interesting. So 4/3 pi r cubed. 4/3 pi times 3 times 3 times 3. Then it changes to 4 pi r squared. And the other one's also written as 4 pi r squared. So yeah, I mean, of course, they're the same. So they're both 113. Three more signals. Anything I forgot to define? No. Okay. So they're telling us right off the bat, we have 3 new signals. Signal 49 is variable 0. Signal 50 is variable 1. Signal 51 is variable 2. We have 0.0 at x, y, z. 0.0 x equals 1. 0.0 y equals 4. 0.0 z equals 8. So they're doing that, so I can already say x, y, z. First spatial dimension, that works. No clean, it's only 1 character long. Not feeling it, maybe later. Dot dot dot. Hey Batista, it's only 1 character long. I see. Dr. J Dog entered Y. You know you wanna. Nope. Batista, you said maybe later. Now is later. Z. Okay. I admit. Clean. So 8. Okay, so we have a shape with 8 points. Point 0 is at 0, 0, 0. Point X, point Y, or point the X variable, Y variable, and Z variable. Variable count. What are they saying? I'm gonna say 3. They're saying that's the origin of the shape, or the center of the shape, I assume. Alright, so we have a shape with a point at 0, 0, a point at 0, 1, and a point at 1, 1. So this is a triangle. The number of variables is 2, which means it's a 2D shape. X or Y or Z, poly 0, question mark Y. It's X. Okay, now we have a shape with 4 points. We have a point at 0, 0, 0, 6, 2, 0, 2, 6. The shape's X length, or the shape's width, is variable 0. The shape's height is variable 1. The width is 2, and the height is 6. Okay. The circle is a 2D shape. Circle question mark. I have to look at the previous. Hold on. So we have group transmissions. We start from 187. So we're establishing XYZ. We're establishing the amount of variables in a shape in accordance to whether it's a 2D or 3D shape. We are identifying which variables corresponds to which dimension. Then we are putting it into practice by now saying, okay, given a shape, associate the variables with, associate the points with variables to measure, to make measurements of that shape. And now we have a circle. And it doesn't tell us anything other than that the variable count is 2, which means it's 2D. So do I just write XY? I guess. So So in 3D, a sphere is x, y, z. Now we have a function sphere with area x, y, z. What does this mean? I'm not really sure, but maybe they're just giving, maybe I should just follow the pattern and say sphere 4 with an area of 9 at 480. Okay, now we have a couple of spheres, I guess. We have a sphere at -1, -1, -1. Sphere with an... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me go back to the previous transmission. A sphere with a volume, not an area. So... sphere with a volume of 1 at -1, -1, -1. A sphere with a volume of 1 at -1, -1, 1. A sphere with a volume of 1 at -1, 1, -1. -1, 1, 1, 1, -1, 1, -1. Okay, whatever. Let's keep going. All of these spheres together, all 8 of them make a shape. It seems that these spheres are points that are being used to draw an octagon. But anyway, so the last point is supposed to be 1, 1, 1, I believe. So now a sphere with a volume of this large number at 0, 0, 0. And then a sphere with a volume of 1 at 4096, 0, 0. From sphere 1, no, move sphere 1, move sphere 1, move sphere 1. Okay. Is sphere 1 larger than... Is sphere 1 larger than or smaller than sphere 0? The answer should be is smaller than. Just based off the volume. Alright, new signal. Sphere equals new signal. 0 equals 0. Sure. Sphere 0, then sphere 0 equals I have no idea. Let's put a 0. Let's look more carefully at the previous one. We're not even using the new signal, so there's not much I can do with it, but new signal is a function for a sphere. So sphere is equal to this function. And then they're saying, do you understand? And I say, sure. Next we say, or next we look at the current thing. We have a function, sphere. Okay, so they just want me to say sphere's function. As the response. Alright, new signal. New signal inputting variable 0. Variable 0 is greater than -1. Variable 0 is less than 65. Okay, I understand. So what they are doing now is they're establishing saying something in one transmission, asking if I understand, and then telling us to use something from the previous transmission into the as they answered in the next transmission. So now here's the same idea. They're saying, look at this new signal, whose value is greater than -1 and less than 65. And now I apply it to this new transmission. So the new transmission is sphere function xyz area new signal would be perimeter, but that doesn't make sense. It's just whatever our number is. Oh, it's just it's the parameters to the function. So let's go look at the function. Is 54 radius? Signal for 54 radius? Let's see. So that's the function established. So now we have sphere 0 with an area of variable 3. We have x -1, y 12, z 8.5. The radius is 32. The area is variable 3. Sphere 0 equals sphere function. Alright, so transmissions, dictionary. This is radius. Or just r. I'll write radius so they actually reply. Or maybe they won't reply. So I write -1, 12, 8.5, variable 3, 32. Or do I solve? Maybe I solve it. I should be able to because I have all the other things. So we've got -1 squared. Wait. area. I don't care about the other variables. Area is, or no, volume is 4 divided by 3 times pi times 32 cubed. 1, 3. That's a really large number. Is that really what they want me to put in? Maybe I will just put variable 3. So I'd write -1, 12, 8.5, variable 3, 32. I hope it works. Okay, great. Alright, we have a new signal. 53. Sphere function. Signal 53 is the sphere function, I suppose. And they're saying, do you understand? Yeah. So the sphere function number equals what? Oh boy. Maybe I misunderstood it. Okay, so we have signal 53. We take sphere function 1. 0, 0, 1, 0. Sphere function -1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Sphere function 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Sphere function 0, -1, 0, 1, 0. Sphere function is bleh. What is this saying? One, 2, 3? Maybe the answer is just 3. Okay, then maybe it's 5. And the only other idea was 1. Alright, so why did I put those? I was just counting, okay. There's 1, 2, 3. And I thought, oh, it repeats. So it's 4, 5. Oh, but it would actually be 6, not 5. If it were asking for that. Okay, it was just asking for how many times sphere function is used. Now I have a list of these sphere functions, assuming this is an accurate description. 0, 1, 2 in list 0. List 1 has 3, 4, 5, 6. Which is larger, list 0 or list 1? The answer is list 1, I think. But let's look down here, because maybe I'm missing something. Sphere function -3, 5, -6, 6, 0. -3, 5, 0, 6, 0. -3, 5, 6, 6, 0. -4, 6. This time it has 7, so it's defining all of them, I guess. X, Y, Z. So this is volume 6, volume 6, volume 6, volume 32. No. Volume 3, volume 3. Volume 3, volume 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, or 6. So I think the answer would actually be list 0 is larger than list 1. If I'm going by volume. I didn't get to define that last one. Where's Batista? Didn't he call this meeting? I think to get rid of us. What? I wouldn't put it like that, but yes, Dr. Batista said it was best we cleared the room. Well, he doesn't get to make that call. I want you all working on the translation. Yeah, you tell him, boss. Just a moment, Dr. Doppler. He's doing so in our best interests. He said he needed us to step away so he could program something. And he did say if we didn't have some new program, it would be difficult to continue. This better not be another confetti situation. Confetti? What are we talking about? Don't tell him about our confetti. Now wait, what is this about confetti? We cracked the alien's language. I'm listening. Alan, tell me how. We learned how to communicate what a sphere is with sphere. And you used that to learn how to master energy and intergalactic travel. We're getting there. Dr. Eckers may be overplaying our progress. Yeah, I was starting to realize that. Regardless, I trust Batista's working hard. I think even if he wasn't paid, he'd want to be here working on the computer. Maybe I could save some budget there. Yeah, you could give his salary to me. Never mind. Dr. J-Dog, did we ever get some clarity on that transmission we discussed last week? We haven't seen... Not or you... again, so we have nothing new with which we can proceed. Let me know if that changes. Now let's head home. Good night, team. Good night, Doc. Sweet dreams, everyone. Okay. Good. Was kinda hoping I could get a trophy this week, though I didn't really do anything to stand out. And Dopp didn't even give one out at all. Nothing from Batista. Dear Diary, it was a surprisingly mundane week for how climactic last week's transmissions appeared. Perhaps I've missed some of the subtext of the latest transmissions, or perhaps it's merely building to a new peak. Still never found out what that confetti was all about. Sounds mischievous. What is Batista doing? I have ideas about sphere and circle. I will look at what... Wait. Sphere and circle, but they don't... It doesn't give me anything about others. Really? Alright, we're back. Good morning, everyone. So what's this update, Batista? I've been curious about it all night. Visual window. If a message contains -53 undefined with sphere functions, this window will draw the sphere's functions as described in 3D space. It is my best interpretation of func sphere. Hold on, this is amazing. You can control the zoom and the rotation of this signal with the scroll bars. Batista, it's unbelievable that you did this overnight. My research has often focused on graphics programming. It's unfair to say I did this entirely overnight. Look, he's being humble. Humility doesn't hurt, Eckers. Oh my goodness, those noises scared me. Very cool. So that probably means this means graph. Okay, that's where. Oh, actually no. Let me look at this stuff. Circle. All right, thank you. Circle, sphere, ball. That's crazy that you would call it a circle again. No ideas for those. And it carries over to that also. Even this, no ideas. Interesting. That's where I want to stop. because I went into this not really even expecting to uh complete transmission 179, and I managed to get to 2 meetings, so that's pretty good. Even if one of the meetings was after that one transmission, so really I only did 1 week of progress, but that is still acceptable. If I try to do another week, I'm probably going to go until nearly 3 hours, I assume, or get burnt out, and I don't want that to happen.